Everybody, welcome back to Wiki Good Sports. This is Bayou Breakdown. We're joined, as always, by Jack Tiernan. Jack, how you doing?
Brian, we're good, thanks, man. How are you?
Doing quite well. Excited to talk a little bit about football. While we're recording this, tonight is the Hall of Fame game.
That's right.
So it's almost like football's back, kind of. I think we can all agree. Like, there's like preseason and then the Hall of Fame game. Like, teams don't usually trot out their starters for very long, anyways, in the Hall of Fame game. But we're kind of back, right?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, that's like almost a real game, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're baby steps, baby steps.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that said, what is happening down in New Orleans?
New Orleans is looking good, man. You love to see Jameis out there doing all of his community work, really making a
Mm,
name for himself within that the general area of New Orleans. Um, you see Mike Thomas kind of engaged again, which is really nice to see. He looks really good and
that's
healthy.
always good.
It is. Well, will he elect for another surgery in a week? Who knows? But I mean, so far, man, I'm continuing to ride this hype train for the New Orleans Saints.
Hmm.
The only thing that right now is probably mars this a little bit is the Trevor Penning thing, where he is like getting into a fight with Malcolm Roach,
Yes.
both kicked out of practice. Yeah, not great.
So let's break this down a little
Sure.
bit. Who is this player? Pretty big
But
deal.
I I don't know if I'd say big deal. I'd say he was a first round pick this year.
Hmm.
He's an O lineman. Um, and he is, if you could make Draymond Green an O lineman, that is who Trevor Penning is. Trevor Penning is half physicality, half mentality, and he just tries. He works so hard to get into people's heads.
Yes.
However, it might be a little premature to be doing that now because it
Hmm.
is it is your team and it's preseason. So I respect his tenacity, but right now he's getting himself kicked out of practice. He started fights 3 days in a row. This was the third day.
Yeah.
Um, that's not a great way to impress your new head coach.
No. So when he was drafted, were there like concerns that he was a lunatic or what? What's the deal here?
I mean, I didn't hear anything. I think there were rumblings of like, oh, this guy is like he plays tough like mentally and physically.
Hmm.
Which I'm fine with. But there were some like the Twitter trolls are out there. There was one video that has resurfaced since then of him just like not blocking a dude and instead just like throwing him at the ground, but like
Hmm.
throwing the dude that he's blocking into the quarterback's legs. So all the jokes are like, oh, he's gonna like throw a dude into Jameis's legs and tear his other ACL. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't love that. I don't know. This isn't helping my opinion of him. I thought like he would be fine, but like I think I speak for a lot of New Orleans fans when we're like, okay, what is this guy doing? Like we're in the preseason, relax, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah, kind of crazy. Maybe he just needed to get kicked out, and maybe
Maybe
he'll get his head on straight here.
it
Because I mean,
happens. It happens.
Josh Allen's fighting people, in which bold move to try to fight Josh Allen after he just got that much money from the Bills.
Yeah,
That
stupid.
to me is a seemingly quick way to get yourself out of town if that's what that player was looking to do. Um, but yeah, so I mean, it happens. Training camp, it gets heated. So not surprising, but normally you don't hear somebody getting in fights 3 days in a row.
No, no, that's really unusual, right? Especially, I mean, as a rookie, I get you're trying to kind of carve your role out and make a
Hmm.
name for yourself a little bit, but I think this might not be the right way to do it. I think put your head down, kind of get to work. Do that to the opponents, right? Your teammates
Hmm.
will love you if you start heckling the other team, but like these are your guys right now. So that's where I'm at on that. I don't love that. I think now people have a closer eye on him, which I don't think that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. But I don't think that's what you want year one. I don't think that's why you want people to be looking you down year one.
Yeah, if you can kind of harness, as you said, this edge that he seemingly has and direct it towards opponents rather than his team,
Like
it
actual
should be all right.
opponents. Yeah,
You want your offensive lineman to have a bit of a mean streak, I feel,
for sure.
but it can go too far sometimes. Like, when the Dolphins had their offensive lineman bully another one of their offensive
Yeah,
linemen, and that was not great. So
that
we'll
ain't
see.
it.
Something to keep an eye on for sure. But from from the offensive line to the person that they're going to be protecting. How is Jameis Winston looking so far?
Yeah, Jameis looks good, man. I think I didn't see his numbers for today on the practice field, but like he's been pretty consistent. He's been the clear number one, which is what you want out of him. Um, and look, if he can pick up where he left off last year, he was 14-3 through like 4 and a quarter games.
Mhm.
14 touchdowns to 3 interceptions.
Yes.
That is. I mean, you like
I think he
if
was
he can
five
just do
and two for his record at the time. So
right,
still
which
pretty
is
good.
like we'll take that. We'll take that. If he can continue that, and now he has an actual receiving core and like an improved O line, and the defense somehow has gotten even better.
Mhm.
Um, I I am on the hype train. I'm definitely on the hype train. And look, if all Jameis needs to do is stay healthy, ACL is kind of a freak injury, so you're out for a year.
Yeah.
But he's back, so hopefully continue to stay healthy. He has a lot of rest going, but he looks good. His arm looks good. It's fun to watch those highlights.
Yeah, I mean, if he can put it together, he could be in for a really great season. I know you're obviously hoping for that.
Oh yeah, and very biased.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, he got to learn behind Drew Brees. He got a couple years of Sean Payton. So, should be in a good spot going forward there. Anything else sticking out to you about Saints training camp right now?
Nothing in particular. I think still waiting to see about the Alvin Kamara suspension. I know
Yes.
that hearing was just pushed again. So he might be playing for the first couple of games for us, and then like midway through the year, randomly suspended 4 games or 6 games or something like that.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would be sad.
Not ideal.
We do have, I mean, Mark Ingram, right? He'll fill in, but puts a little more pressure on Jameis then.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's such a star for the Saints. It'll be tough. I mean, a guy
Yeah.
who can go off for 6 touchdowns in a game, that's not someone you really want to lose.
No, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. And yeah, I mean, I think it should be an exciting time in the NFC South. We talk about it every time. There's not a ton of competition in the NFC this season, so just got to get over the Buccaneers. And who even knows?
Yeah.
They lost their starting center. That's a big blow.
They lost somebody else today. I saw it was as well.
did
I don't
they?
know if Tristan Wirfs, I think it is as well.
Okay, so not great.
He's on their O line. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like 3 dudes down now.
Yeah, so obviously, hopefully, nothing too serious with that. We'll
Right.
see. But yeah, it should be interesting. Anything else you want to touch on?
No,
Before we get
no,
on
I
out
think-
of here?
I think we're good. I think just keep looking forward to these preseason games, man. I'm pumped for it.
Yes, just just another week for the Saints.
I think so. Yeah.
Until they're playing. So very exciting. It's really happening. We're really going back to football, and it's nice, to the last video I did was, of course, talking about the Dolphins losing their first round picks and all that. So, it's nice to not talk about that. But I have to ask, what are your thoughts on the Dolphins trying to poach Sean Payton from the Saints
Yeah.
here?
So yet another time where you and I our teams are intertwined somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what Stephen Ross is doing or what he was trying to do, and I don't know why he thought that was a good idea. But I think I think it makes me feel good that Peyton was so coveted. I think in a way, like he's the one guy that Stephen Ross chose to target at a
Right.
coaching level. But at the same time, I think it's. I mean, I think he got what was coming for him. I think it's still more of a slap on the wrist, honestly.
For sure, especially
But-
for him specifically.
Yeah,
The
right.
picks really affect the actual team more than him. So I
Right.
mean, I
is
wish
unfortunate.
that it was more aimed towards Stephen Ross than to the team.
Right.
But,
Because
is
it was
what
him. It was him. I mean, I actually wonder, and I'm sure other people have a similar thought, as if this had something to do with Brady's retirement and Sean Payton deciding to. I know the report said that it did not affect Sean Payton's decision to retire, but you wonder if there was something to do with that.
It's a good question. I mean, it's
The timeline is weird.
I
Yeah.
don't think anyone expected him to retire after
No,
last season,
I didn't.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So We had that week, and now we know why we had that week of Brian Flores getting fired, Sean Payton retiring. Like it was
Brady retiring.
all
Yeah.
happening all at
Yep.
once, and we were very confused. And I even wrote a blog about how the idea that they were trying to get Tom Brady and Sean Payton makes zero sense. But hey, I was wrong. Clearly,
Right. I guess. Yeah.
yeah.
I just got news also that Kiko Alonso just signed with the Saints as a linebacker,
Oh,
which is
okay.
great.
He
That's
was
a great ad.
Was he on the Saints before?
He was.
Ever? He got
Yeah.
traded to the Saints.
We
Right, from
we
the
traded for him.
Dolphins. Yeah,
You got it. Yep.
big fan
He's
of
back.
him.
Older.
He's older now, but in his prime, he was a real like decent linebacker.
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
he
yeah.
play much when he went down to you guys?
He was kind of like probably played like half the snaps type of guy.
Yeah.
But I assume he's probably more depth, but he has the instincts, right? As you know, right? He has great instincts, so can use that.
He's famous for two things: one, the belly like shirt style, and two, murdering Joe Flacco when he was sliding.
Right.
And
I love that.
That was a lot that game, but yeah. So Kiko Alonso, I'm a fan of him.
Me too.
He's a lunatic. But
Yes. Yes.
again, this is what you want from your players. You need them to be a little insane to be playing
Edgy,
the
like you
sport
said.
at a high
Yeah.
level. So good for him. Hopefully he has a lot of success in whatever role he has this year. And other than that, Jack, where can they find you online?
Best place to find me is on Twitter, and that's @Jack_Tiernan. Follow me there for NFL takes, NBA takes, MLB takes. I got them all. You can also follow my personal Instagram account for disc golf, so my disc golf account @JackDiscGolfs. A lot of disc golf content on there, playing in more tournaments. Got to get into our Wicked Good Sports disc golf session coming soon.
Yes, yeah. Today was like 93 degrees.
Today was not the day.
Terrible, maybe in the fall, maybe when it gets a
Maybe
little
not.
cooler. Yeah.
Not today.
Not today. I don't think I'd make it all 9 or 18 holes. That's for sure. But yeah, no, that'll be a lot of fun. Follow Jack there. You can follow me on Twitter @TheFakeBMR. This BMARR. Channel is on Twitter Wicked Good Sport or WG Everything. Instagram Wicked Good Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Good Everything. And on TikTok, search Wicked Good Sports. Search Wicked Good Everything. Jack, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
We'll see you all in the next one.